We are here to experience life with a perspective that is unsullied. Have you ever wished to forget a movie so that you could have the thrill of watching it from a completely fresh perspective? Have you ever wished to forget your first kiss so that you can live that moment again? Well, this is why you are here on Earth. That is why you don't remember anything before coming here. A complete veil of amnesia. To have an unsullied and completely new experience of what it is like to be a human. The heartwarming experience of petting a cat for the very first time. Experiencing first love again. Progressing in life and flourishing from a clean new beginning. You could never feel the beautiful feeling of first love if you still had memories of love from a past life. Do you see, this amnesia on us is often portrayed as a curse. But it serves a very important purpose, which is very exciting for an immortal being that you are. God wanted to have a genuine experience that is pure to the very core. Hence complete forgetfulness of its true self. The immortal thinks it is mortal to have a genuine experience of what it is like to be immortal. Don't you think life would be completely different if you remembered that you were immortal? It would be like a boring game that you have already played a million times and nothing can surprise you anymore. Therefore, the entire point of this game is simple, experiencing different variations of human life to the fullest. But since you forgot who you really are, you feel like you are being tested by some almighty being. Religions of this world have hammered this notion in our minds from childhood that we are being tested. You will be tested if you believe that you will. We are powerful creators. And we can even create our own tests and sometimes needless hardships. When you come to this world, you remember nothing. You are then hammered in the beliefs and ideas about reality from your parents, teachers and people close to you. Therefore, by default this world facilitates disempowerment and limiting beliefs. As that is all the masses have experienced here, so they teach you the same thing. But when life really hits us in the gut very hard, we end up looking towards the sky and think, where is this benevolent God? Why has he abandoned me? Why is there so much evil in this world? I am not a bad person, why do I have to suffer so much? This is when the religious will tell you, you are being tested. But this answer doesn't satisfy you. You realize that the idea of an infinitely benevolent being and it brutally testing its creation doesn't make sense. Unconditional love and infinite hell doesn't make sense. This is when some of us ask the deeper question. We begin to seek who we really are and why we are here. And then we stumble across the works of Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy and the like. This is when we realize that there is no test. It is my own choices or assumptions, objectifying into my world. Therefore, if I didn't love myself, I would not find love. Then it all makes sense why your ex treated you so heartlessly. It all makes sense as to why you are struggling financially. As you have been fearing wealth all your life. You have had scarcity beliefs about money, hence you experienced lack of it your entire life. You begin to see what has been going on in your own mind and how perfectly it has been getting objectified into this world. Your eyes open to your own wonderful human imagination. The creative power of the source lying inside you being used unfavorably. Making it seem like some external God is punishing you or testing your faith. There is no separation between you and the all-source, God, for it to test you. If you believe you are being tested, then it is you who is testing him or herself. Because you are using the creative power of the source, your own wonderful human imagination, to create a challenging life for yourself. That is all. You are playing a game. No matter which book you read about the nature of reality, you will find a similar answer. Like this is a play, a drama, a game, a simulation. That is, the nature of this is that of unreality. An illusion. An illusion so good that the immortal is lost in it. Thinking that it will die and perish. But that is the whole point of this game. To experience exactly that. What it is like to be a mortal human. The source has imagination. It imagines realms into being. And you are an individualization of the source. Focused in this reality, playing this game. You have the same creative imaginative power as source has, albeit on a lower level. Because we can lose focus in our imagination easily and cannot hold our attention on the desired result steadily. As that is part of being a human. But Neville Goddard has shown us conclusively in his books that imagination creates reality. What you imagine vividly and remain faithful to will come to pass in your reality. We can train our imaginative faculty just like any muscle and strengthen it with practice. I have tried it and it has worked time and time again. Therefore, our creative power is still intact even though we are temporarily playing this game of humanity here on Earth. The point is, if you believe you are being punished, then you are and you will. That's how powerful you are. The illusion shapes itself to accommodate for your beliefs and assumptions. As consciousness is the cause substance, matter is the effect and not the other way around. Consciousness precedes everything. Thus, what you assume and permeate your consciousness with gets objectified. This is why the news is so hell-bent on making you feel fearful and powerless, so that they can shape your assumptions to be disempowering. So that the powers that be can rule over a small human like you, who has forgotten his true self. But to me, even focusing on powers that be as something who has power over you is beneath you. They lust for your attention, that's why they try so hard to get a hold of it. Your attention and focus manifests new realities. Thus, they need your attention to bring in the world they desire. And masses are too deep into the illusion, focused in it with all their attention. This is why there is so much chaos in this world. Too many clueless creators abusing their power to create unfavorable realities. Hence breeding evil and chaos. But I am beginning to see that this evil is a background story to make this game interesting. That is, when you see what you don't want, you realize what you do want. And then you can use your creative power to create the desired reality. This reminds me of the famous story of Neville Goddard being enlisted in the World War. He didn't want to have any part in this monstrous war. So, he used his divine creative power to get himself honorably discharged. First, he did what we all would do and submitted an application to get honorably discharged, but it got denied. Then he used a power that transcends this 3D world, his own wonderful human imagination. He did not try to stop the war, mind you. That would be like resisting against the evil in this world. What he did was just imagine himself in his own apartment and feeling the satisfaction of being home. Because that is what he wanted in his reality. And he got it. You can get exactly what you want despite the evil or the seemingly unmoving circumstance before you. Consciousness has dominion over everything, and it can use anything it pleases to bring about your imaginative act into reality. But we give evil too much importance than it deserves, hence it consumes us. And we become the evangelist of good and resistance against the evil. Not knowing that what we resist persists. That's how the powers that be keeps you playing their game. And you never get to create your own game. You are lost in the illusion and dancing to its tunes. This is why most of us feel challenged and drained. Feeling like if there is a God, then he must be testing me. There is no separation in consciousness. So if anybody is testing you, it is yourself.